Hi friends, welcome back to our channel. I'm Paul.
I'm Nicole. Let's get into the questions because we're gonna take.
You know the drill.
You know the drill. If you haven't watched other videos, go watch them. Right. So first question is, do you get jealous if you see me talking to other attractive people?
No, because you do it all the time.
Like who?
Well, you're an influencer. Like it comes part and parcel with the job.
Yeah, I guess.
Like no, never.
Yeah. No.
We're not like that at all, are we?
No.
I trust you. You trust me.
Yeah. I still think that I don't know if you were like this before, and I don't want to speak for you now, even though I do speak for you a lot. I think that there has to be healthy boundaries in place, and I think that for me, it's not just talking to someone attractive. It could be someone ugly. If somebody wants to like cheat on you, they're gonna cheat on you. But I think that practicing healthy boundaries is something that's really important to me, because we've all seen someone who has hooked up with somebody that wasn't attractive, right? So I don't think attraction has anything to do with it. I think it has to do with
mindset.
I think it has to do with being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Putting yourself in that situation. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I've seen some of my girlfriends hook up with guys that it has nothing to do with them being attractive. It has everything to do with them being
wanting to feel wanted or like thrill of their chase and that type of stuff.
Yeah. And I'm sure vice versa for the guys, right? Okay, what do you think we need to work on the most in our relationship? Well, Paul thinks if you haven't subscribed, we would love if you did that so you can watch us go through these awkward questions again and again and again.
We could be nicer to each other sometimes, couldn't we?
Yeah, probably.
Like we lose it. There's some days where we will both lose it with each other, and I'll feel like you've lost it unnecessarily. You feel like I've lost it unnecessarily, and I feel like we do that quite often. Normally after a bad day. Like I could go work.
I would blame it on a bad day.
I could go work and have a bad day. I could bring that bad day in with me. And you know that sometimes as well. You'll know when I've come in if I'm in a piss. You need to avoid me. And I've got to stop doing that, really.
I think what we need to work on the most is, and it's probably going to sum up what he said a bit more accurately, is I am not sensitive at all, really. And I feel like
oversensitive.
You are oversensitive. So, just a blatant example, Paul can come in, he's in a bad mood about something that has happened at work, and then I'll be like, yo, you want to pick up that clothes off the floor? Am I your keeper? Am I your cleaner? And then he'll lose it, and I had a bad day, da-da-da-da-da-da. Whereas, culturally, where my family comes from, and my cousin edits my videos, Renelle, you could leave this part in, but you may agree, you may disagree, but I definitely feel like I'm more like my Guyanese side than I am my Grenadian side in this aspect. They would just tell you to pick up the clothes. They'd be like, who are you leaving this on the floor for? That to me isn't a indication of me not understanding that you had a bad day.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean with that? So I think that's where it is. So for me, I probably need to work on knowing when to say things, and you need to work on not being so sensitive and emotional about it. Now, the challenge for me in these situations is that when someone is in a life circumstance where you're not quitting your job tomorrow, are you?
No.
So when you constantly come home in a mood, how do I know when to ask you when to pick up your things? Right? And so that's where probably on my side of things, my dad would say, Nicole, don't be an egg. But then how do we
balance?
So I think that was a true and honest conversation without throwing anyone under the bus of the thing that we need to work on the most. Yeah?
Yep. Cool. Imagine if I would have been like, no, I disagree with that. And you'd be like, well, no. And then we're like, rrr.
but I don't think you would. I think because it was true.
Yeah.
Like I didn't just make it up.
No.
Just recounted life.
Mm-hmm.
He's like shivering in his boots. Last question. If you got sick, do you think that I would be there to care for you?
No. Because if I'm sick...
I care for you when you're healthy!
If I'm sick... Yeah, but listen to this. If I'm sick, like, and I say, like, I don't feel very well, I'm always faking it, I'm always making it up, you don't believe
Says the person.
You don't believe ever that I'm poorly, so...
Who goes to the hospital when they got bit by a spider?
It was not a spider, it was a, like, rattlesnake or something.
Who goes to the legitimate hospital when they've been bit by a spider?
Right, it wasn't a hospital, and my leg swelled up and I couldn't get my foot out of the shoe.
Who gets a cold and then tells everybody that they had coronavirus right at the start at Cheltenham races?
It was coronavirus. I lost my sense of taste and smell.
Like you do when you have a cold. Oh my god. I literally had tonsillitis to the point where my airway closed, and then and that same day, somebody who won't be named, who I will throw under the bus now, was complaining about there not being any food in the house. On that note, let me go feed you.
No, when you had that tonsillitis, I was horrified. I looked in your mouth and I did, it was awful.
I literally had no airway.
I took you straight to the hospital.
Your voice cracked, which shows us that you know.
Did I not?
You were ridiculous.
Sorry.
Thanks. You were ridiculous. You still, you brought makeup all over you now. You still didn't, realize I was as sick as I was. Because for me, I get tonsillitis, overnight.
It wasn't very nice. It was really, really bad, actually. Even the,
She when you go into the doctor, and then it's like, yeah, I've got tonsillitis. We'll see. And then she looked at my mouth. I had tonsillitis. I was like, sorry, excuse me, what was that? What do I have? And she's like, yeah, you have tonsillitis.
It was bad.
Yeah. On that note, let's go cook for you.
Yeah.
Shouldn't I?
All right.
Shouldn't I go cook for you?
Yeah. No, you do look after me, even when I'm well.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
That's all I need to hear sometimes.
Yeah. You do.
I know.
You do.
Let's go eat.
There's a new day that will come again tomorrow. There's a new day to wash away the pain. There's a new day to take away your sorrow. And the old ways get washed out by the rain. Darling, you've got to keep holding on through the night, 'cause I promise you this: if you try to get some sleep, if you give up the fight, if only just for a bit, there's a new day to leave behind your troubles. There's a new day, and it will set you free. There's a new day to get you through your waiting for us. There's a new day waiting round the bend. There's a new day, and it will restore us. There'll be new ways. This is not the end. There's a new day that will come again tomorrow. There's a new day to wash away the pain. There's a new day to take away your sorrow, and the old ways get washed out by the rain. Darling, you've got to keep holding on through the night, 'cause I promise you this: if you try to get some sleep, if you give up the fight, if only just for a bit, there's a new day to leave behind your troubles. There's a new day, and it will set you free. There's a new day to get you through your struggles. I will always think of you and me. Darling, you've got to keep holding on through the night, 'cause I promise you this: if you try to get some sleep, if you give up the fight, if only just for a bit, there's a new day. It is waiting for us. There's a new day waiting round the bend. There's a new day, and it will restore us. There'll be new ways. This is not the end. There's